Welcome back to a tier list. This one is about loads of different games and what I rank them as. As you can see at the top is actual game of the generation, so that will be like the best of the best games. Master of the genre, it'll be like an amazing game, but wasn't quite at the top. Excellence, would recommend to anyone, is a game that obviously you would recommend to someone, but it's not, again, like, wouldn't say it's amazing or like the best. Underrated is a game that would be like didn't expect it to, deserves more credit than it actually got. Rating deserved is like, yeah, okay, it was decent. I'm going to actually change that to just, I'm going to change it to alright. And then this one's going to be meh. And then overrated will be something like that I thought was going to be amazing, but didn't hit anywhere near. And disappointing and bad is the worst. And then I've just put never played. Never played, I would ignore, because the game might be amazing, but it's not actually. I've never played it, so I can't vote on it. So. Anyway, first up is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, I would say it was alright. I didn't play enough of it. And like I like the game and the style of it, but they should have called it something different than Assassin's Creed, because I feel like they're losing that Assassin's Creed genre. Saying that, I haven't enjoyed an Assassin's Creed for ages. Next up is Assassin's Creed Origin. I'm gonna actually go underrated, because I think the thing why I don't like it is, again, because it didn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. But if it was a standalone game, it was actually really good. And to be fair, it felt more Assassin's Creed like than Odyssey. But I wouldn't put it up here because I didn't really play enough of it. But I still enjoyed what I played of it. I just didn't get enough time to play it, really. And that's the problem with a lot of games, is it's not necessarily that it might be a good game, it's just the fact that there's so many games that come out now, like, to play through them all is literally impossible. Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I'm gonna put it down here. I just don't like it at all. No, I wouldn't put it there. I'd say overrated. It looked amazing, like the aspect, like where it's set. But I just don't. It wasn't my game. Assassin's Creed Unity. Now that's just going to go in disappointing and bad. This was the Assassin's Creed where I thought it was going to be a massive hit. The fact that they added co-op in was massive, but they also removed one of my favourite modes, which was their multiplayer. I really loved their multiplayer. I had a lot of good fun with friends and that on it. It was unfortunate that it came out. The game was it was made more of a meme than an actual game. Like, it had so many glitches and it was just unplayable, really. Alien Isolation. I've played a little bit of this, but I can't rate this like highly. But I am going to put it in underrated because I think it is a good game. It's not necessarily my type of game. And I couldn't get into this really compared to others. Apex Legends, people are going to hate me because I think it's alright. I think it does have good mechanics in it, but I couldn't get into Apex Legends. Compared to the other like games. It was I couldn't get into it. Ark Survival Evolved. Now, I'm not going to say underrated because it is rated, but I am going to say alright. The only reason I have it at alright, no, I'm going to say underrated actually, because again, it's just not my type of game. There's a lot of games out there like it, and it is unique from the others, like with the dinosaurs and that. It's just not my type of game. I can't get into those type of games, but I do understand why it's so high up in people's like estimates and that. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, for me, I wouldn't put in excellent because my problem is the fact that it went so heavily based on the ship gameplay. I know a lot of people like that, but I don't. I can't stand ship gameplay. I just find it boring. And like I think there was too much of that for me to put in excellence. But I do like that game had an amazing multiplayer, and that's why it's higher for me. If it was for storyline only, like not that the storyline was bad, it's just the gameplay of the storyline I didn't like. It didn't suit me. But I can still recognise that it's a good game. But I would have put in right if it was just based on that. But because of the multiplayer and how much me and my friends played that, we had such a good time on it, and like it was just amazing. Now I don't know this game. It's called Astral Chain. Obviously, gonna put that in never played because I never played it. Astrobot. It's definitely gonna. I'm gonna put in overrated because it is literally just the getting to know PlayStation VR. A Way Out. Now, I think there is a few mechanics in it that stops it from being the actual game of the generation. Like, there's just a few things in it that didn't run as smoothly as. No, actually, even with those mechanics, I'm going to put in there. I just played through this with a friend, and oh my god, I've never enjoyed a game so much. Like, it has so much in it. Like, we were playing through it and we were like, what, you can just play darts, you can play baseball, you can play this and that. And like literally like on the side it just had so much mini stuff and the story was really good. The only thing that would disappoint me was a bit of the ending. Wasn't as keen, but I still thought it was quite cool. Um, but if they made another one of that, oh my god, I'd definitely play it. Like, I'm up for playing it again. Like, and it was like for what's come out recently, I would definitely recommend A Way Out, like massively. So Furge is another game that I've just not played, so I'm not going to rank it. I've not played this game, can't read what it says. Batman Arkham. I can't remember what this one is. It's not. No, Arkham Knight. Um, Now, I'm going to put it in master of the genre. I don't think there's many games out there that actually hit the point of a Batman game. Like, they've made that game perfect for what it needs to be. Um, the only thing that would stop me from putting it game of the generation was, like, the Batmobile was cool, but it was too much of the Batmobile. Like, it needed to be, like, some cool like chases in the Batmobile every now and then, but it was so highly made on the Batmobile, and I think it was because it was the first game ever to use the Batmobile really properly in, and it was cool. Did like it, and I still rate the game. I've played the game probably about 5 times, but it's just it stops it from me, and plus all those Riddler trophies. Like I'm not about that. Um, I'm up for collectibles, but not those Riddler trophies. I mean, it does add to the game because Riddler is very much like that, but I don't know. I just don't like how many collectibles were in that game. and the fact that you would have to go through the game, you couldn't pick them up on the way, you'd have to go through it and then explore back because you didn't have the right gadgets for it. But yeah, Battlefield 1, I'm gonna change the underrated one, I think. I'm gonna put this as underrated. And I'm gonna put this as nearly there. So I'll move all these up. And Battlefield 1, I do really like, and I was so happy when I saw the trailer for it that they were going back to like World War times, because I was fed up of them going like, oh yeah, here's Battlefield in the post times, here's another Battlefield, and it was basically like paying £40 for another like add-on, like that's all it felt. So I was happy that they went back in times. I just don't think, I just never really, it didn't get there for me. Like, it was nearly there, and I did have a good time on it, just wasn't quite there. Um, Star Wars Battlefront 2, um, I'm gonna say nearly there. I think it is good, and I think it is a good fun, but I don't like how heavily based the game is on. It's not based on skill, it's about how much you played the game, really. Um, it's very like, oh yeah, if you haven't got these cards to upgrade your character, you're not going to be anywhere near as good as the guy that has played the game. But I do think it's good, and I think if you put the time into it, yeah, it would be an amazing game. And I think as well the hate that it got at the start because of the, like, I think EA, they're good, they're a good company, but they do mess up with a lot of their like in-game stuff, and that's where I think it lets it down. Like Battlefront, the first one, it's all right. I think Battlefront 2 definitely did a better job, but it's all right. And like Battlefront 2 did add a story mode. Haven't played through that yet. I will at some point, just haven't had time. Um, right, so Batman Telltale's game. I think this is the enemy within. I played this, and for what Telltale do, they are masters of their genre. Um, if you want a game that you're just gonna sit through and like have a good storyline, not really, you don't really have to pay much attention to it. But I think it is a master of the genre. It is such a good game. It's such a good storyline. It also shows you in those games a bit more of Batman's, like, before, just as he was starting to become Batman, really. And like it shows all the characters like developing into who they actually are. But I really enjoyed that one. Um, Not every Telltale game I've enjoyed, but that one I have. Bayonetta 2, I never played, so I can't rate this one. I played the first one, but never played the second one. Don't know what this game is. Don't know what that game is. Battlefield 4, I'm gonna put it in. It was nearly there. Um, Actually, no, it was alright. Because Battlefield 3 was the one that I'd say was nearly there. Battlefield 4, it was alright. Like, still amazing gameplay. Just, it didn't really add much different. Like, it was basically the same game, just with a few different maps. And I wasn't up for that. Bloodborne, right, I've played this, but I'm no good at it. And I do think these games are very underrated. Because you talk about them and they're not like they're not talked about out their minds, but I do think they're underrated because to actually get good at these games, it actually, like, I thought the games was like really unfair, but once you learn the game, it's really like it's one of those games you just need to remember what you need to do. But I think it is an amazing game, and it is underrated. It's just like the problem that that game has against everything else is it's like a difficult game, so a lot of people are a bit like, not don't want to play it because I can't be bothered to keep dying. But it's one of those games you just learn from every enemy, and it is very good. It's not my type of game, but I do rate the game as it is. Don't know what this game is. Don't know what Into the Breach is. Don't know what Broken Age is. Celeste, I know what it is, but I haven't played, so I'm not going to rate. But I have heard it's very good. Civilization, I'm going to say alright. It is up here. The only reason I haven't put it up here is because, my god, you've got to have a lot of time to play that game. Um, and that's the thing that lets it down, in my opinion. Like, it can be amazing, but you've got to have, like, ideally more than one person. And also, you've just got to have a lot of time to play the game. And I've never really had that. Advanced Warfare, I'm going to say it's overrated. Um, just don't like the double jump. Black Ops 3, it was alright. I don't rate, like, from a lot of these Call of Duties, I'm not going to rate that highly because of what they did. Black Ops 4, I'm going to put it was nearly there because they added that Battle Royale mode and they also, like, it was still a really good game, but it just didn't hit that point. No, I'm going to put Black Ops 3 in early there as well because it was good. It's just, like, the multiplayer lacked on these games, I think. Call of Duty Infinity Warfare, meh. It's not, like, the storyline was alright, um, but it just wasn't a good multiplayer game at all. I'll put that one in there as well. Like, still, they're decent games. It's just that they're like, I think a lot of people didn't like the same thing about it, like the double jumps and that. Call of Duty World War II, again, nearly there. Like, really good story. The multiplayer was decent, and like the multiplayer was better than these two, in my opinion. It didn't quite hit that point. Like, it was missing something. Child of Light, never played. Control, I've never played, but I heard alright things about. The Crew, I think's overrated. It's got a good idea, and the second one they released, yeah, definitely a good game. But I think, again, the problem I have against them is the way they upgrade your cars. It's not like you earn money and you can upgrade your cars. It's like you go through races. I don't like that. Cuphead, I'm gonna put in underrated. It's a good game, and for a similar reason as Bloodborne, it's not rated as highly because of the fact that it's just difficult. But it is a very good game. It's nowhere near like up here. Actually, I don't know. It does its game well. I'm gonna move these two because for their, I'm not gonna put Bloodborne there because I think Dark Souls is better than Bloodborne. But Cuphead is definitely a master of that genre. Like, there's no other game like that really out there at the moment. Dragon Age Inquisition, it's alright. A lot of people that like Dragon Age didn't like it because it kind of just didn't feel like a Dragon Age game. But if you didn't call it Dragon Age, as a standalone game, it was actually really good. But I wouldn't put it above a lot of other games that came out. Dark Souls 3, it's got to be up here. Like, it is, for what it does. There's not a game out there that does it like it, and it is really good. Darkest Dungeon I've never played. Darksiders never played. Dead by Daylight I think is very underrated. It's a very simple game, but it's a very good multiplayer game, and like when it first came out, couldn't get into it, but I've played quite a lot of it now, and oh my god, the game is actually really good fun once you get into it. And it's one of those games like you can easily win without the. This is the problem that Battlefront had, is on Dead by Daylight you can still win without all these like abilities and upgrades. Yes, it does make your life a bit easier if you have this stuff, but you can still win quite easily. Whereas Battlefront 2, you like literally you have no chance unless you got that. State of Decay 2, it was alright. Didn't hit the points that we were hoping for. The fact they added co-op in was a massive thing, and did have a bit of good fun when it first came out, but just never really played it after that. Destiny and Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is, I'm gonna say, it's nearly there. I still think it's missing bits. A lot of people are gonna put this game up here, but for me, it's still missing bits. Like, it's not what I think the game could be. I think it is a good game, and like, if I was going to rate it out of these games, it definitely would be at the start here. But I don't think it's quite. No, It's not underrated though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's alright. Saying that, might go. What I'm gonna do. No, I'm not gonna change it because Meh is like not as good as alright. Destiny 1 was definitely a meh. It just didn't really like good gameplay, and that just didn't have any storyline at all. Like at the start, it seemed really amazing for the storyline. It was setting up for something good, but just didn't. And that's what I think lets down the Destiny games. Is I think they're a good game, got a lot of grinding in, got a lot of gameplay in. Just there's not enough storyline, and I think for someone that plays a lot of games single player, it relies too much on co-op. I mean, like, yes, A Way Out is purely co-op, but it was designed to be purely co-op. Like, even when they said they were releasing the game, you need another person to play with you. Whereas Destiny 2 is made out to be like, you can play through by yourself, but my god, is it a lot harder playing through by yourself. Detroit Become Human, it is just up here. It is such a good game. For story-based games, I think it's got to be up there as one of the best. The only reason I'm not going to put actual game of the generation is because I don't know really why. I can't put something like that up there as actual game of the generation. Or do I? No, I'm going to put it up there because I do think it was one of the best games that came out around that era. It like storyline, purely an amazing game. It just like I couldn't recommend it any more than going through it. And there's definitely replayability because there's so many different ways that the game can end, and it is definitely worth playing. Like Deus Ex just mankind divided. I'm gonna say it's nearly there. Like, I still think there's a little bit that lets down that series. I think they're good games, got a good story. Just I don't think they've mastered the actual mechanics yet to make that game. Diablo. Now, I'm gonna put Diablo as underrated because they are very good games. It does have a good storyline, but it's a different type of storyline from like a lot of these games. Because it's a lot of text, but for the game itself, it makes that game. It's very like it's what it needs to be. And they are very good games. A lot of game time in it, so definitely worth money if you pay for it. And it is good. Like there's not a game out there that does that style. I'm gonna put it up here actually. That does that style better. Like there's games like Grim Dawn and stuff like that, but it's nowhere near like Diablo stage. Dishonored 2, alright. Um, see, one thing that just let Dishonored 2 down for me was it. Like I like the aspect, I like where it's set, I like that, but it just, I think I don't like. One thing I don't like is futuristic stuff, and especially when it's set in like an old set time. There's like the guards with the like robot legs that they really annoy me because it's like, oh, nice. Um, and I think it's got points of being a really good game, but there's just stuff that lets it down. Division 2, it's an alright game. Like, for a similar reason as Destiny, there's just not enough storyline in my opinion. I think it's a good game, good if you want to play co-op, yeah, definitely a lot better. And it was definitely a lot better than the first one. Just, I think that it's missing bits still. Never played this game. Never played Devil May Cry, so I can't rate that. Haven't played Doom. So a lot of people are gonna hate me. No, I don't know. For what style game, there's not a game out there like Doom. Like, there's not a shoot them up like Doom out there. Um, I'm just thinking I can do this. Right, let's move these down because I do think these are overrated. Um, I'm gonna say still good, but rated for history because that's what I think Doom is. Like, I think if it wasn't because it had the Doom name, I don't think you would rate it as highly. Um, like, I'm gonna put it up here because you'll still say like, "Oh my god, Doom's an amazing game," but they are mainly like, if you look at the actual mechanics and what it does, like, you're gonna have a good fun in the game. But the reason you have a lot more fun is because of the history of the game. And there's a lot of games out there that do it, and like it brings back that childhood memory of yours. Like they've played these, Dead Rising 3. See, I actually think Dead Rising 3 for me is underrated. I really liked this one, and like I think here took out a few things that I hated about the other two. Like the first one, you had to find some bricks for your daughter. The second one, you had to find Actually, no, I'm going to put nearly there because it didn't have enough in that game, in my opinion. But yeah, no, it's definitely not that. But yeah, it took out a lot of the like. One thing I think they needed to do with the other Dead Rising games was put a difficulty up. So make the mode where you have to find sombrex and stuff, and the time is a real big thing. But also make a mode where you can just play through the storyline. Because I found Dead Rising 1 and 2, like, 2 not as much, 1 a lot, impossible because you didn't have enough time to do it all. Dead Rising 4 I haven't played enough of, so I'm gonna put it alright. What I've played of it so far is decent. I wouldn't say it's anything that bad. Never played Dying Light. I think it's nearly there, and I think the second one might blow us out the window, but it wasn't quite there, that game. Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know where to put this. I am gonna put an underrated because there's a lot of hate for it, but a lot of the hate came from the early days. Enter the Gungeon is underrated, 100%. Like, it's such a good game, and for what it's simple, loads of guns in it, loads of different weapons, and it's just like, I've got on the Switch, and it's such a good game to sit down and just chill out for a little while. Well, you can't chill out because it is a difficult game, but it's not like anything. Evolve, definitely disappointing and bad, 100%. Like, don't put many games there. And, like, I did have a bit of fun on it. Like, but, for, like, they should have just released it a free game, really. It was never worth paying for. Because there wasn't enough in the game. It felt it didn't feel like replayable enough. But like I liked what they were trying with it, just didn't pull it off as well as it should have. Now, Evil Within 2, I never played. The first one I would rate alright. There's a few mechanics in it that I don't like. Some people rate the Evil Within series a lot, but I don't know. Like Fallout 4, I don't know where I'd put this one. Like, I think it's decent. See, I'm gonna put it in here. I think it's good, but I do prefer the others. I don't know what it was about 4, but I just never could get into it. Whereas 3 and like New Vegas, love those games. Far Cry 4, it, I think nearly there is the wrong thing. Like, I think the problem with the Far Cry series was they brought out 3, and then 4 didn't really change, and 5, like, they're still good games, but, like, I mean, Primal's overrated. It's not good at all. But 4 and 5, they are good games, and if you've never played a Far Cry game, definitely really good. But I think the problem with the Far Cry series is once you've played one of them, you feel like you've played them all. 2 and 3 are very different, but like these ones, there just wasn't enough. Like, and that's why I think the Far Cry series is going. Like, it's just not enough. Like, it's still a decent game. You'll still have a good time playing it. Just not enough. Never played Final Fantasy. Never played Dragon Ball. Firewatch, underrated for me. It is a very good game, and it's weird how you can get so into a game that you don't really have to do a lot in. Um, but I do think it's very good. For Honor, overrated. I watched a trailer for this game and looked at the way the game was going to be played, and thought it could be an amazing game. And I think they've got the right idea with part of it, and it could make a really competitive game. I just don't think they pulled it off well enough. Fortnite, now, as much as I'm not that keen on this game, and a lot of people do hate it for the battle royale and the battle royale it is. You cannot put it anywhere in the masters of the genre. The amount of money they've made from a free-to-play game is ridiculous. The amount of players they've had to play this free-to-play game is ridiculous. And even now, we thought, oh yeah, Fortnite's gonna die off, soon. It's still a big thing. I played it from the minute it released its Battle Royale, and I looked into it before it even had the Battle Royale. And I thought it had good mechanics, was an interesting type of game, but, the co-op mode's just not that great. But when they released this Battle Royale, wasn't a bigger thing, and the characters it has in it, it's so good with that cartoony style. The emotes, a lot of people hate the emotes because they find it childish, but the fact that people want to spend money on just a dance is crazy. It literally does nothing for your gameplay, but it's cool to have in the game. And it is, you've got to put it up there. What they've done in the game market is amazing. Forza Motorsport 5 is alright. Nothing special. Very good racing game, but there was nothing special. Same with 6. Now, Forza Horizon, these are, for me, one of the most underrated racing games out there. They are so good, and this is one thing I really like is you earn money, you upgrade your cars, you can customize your cars really well, and I think they are amazing. If you wanted a game where you're going to do purely just racing, these games are probably better. But these games you can roam around in, you can have a lot of fun without doing the racing and that. Definitely recommend these for if you want to play a racing game, play the Forza games. Gears of War 4, it is alright. I didn't like any of never played the 5th one, but I didn't like where they went. Ghost was disappointing. God of War, 100%. Sorry if you I have got a cold at the moment, but um, God of War, I played through, and at a time where I found I was losing faith in gaming, because I wasn't finding any game I could actually sit there and play. I found what I was doing was going, oh, I'll play this game for a bit, play that game for a bit, play this game for a bit. And God of War came out, literally non-stop went through it. Oh, so good, and I can't wait for more God of War games. It was the first ever God of War I played. The only reason I didn't play the others is because I never ever had the chance to play it really. Didn't have a PS3 to play any of those, didn't have it on PS2, and didn't really know about it on PS2. But when this came out, oh my god, it was so good. Storyline is amazing. The gameplay, it's so fluent. It's so good. Gravity Rush 2, never played. Don't know what that is. GTA Online, now, how you cannot put this I'm just going to count that as Grand Theft Auto 5. you've got to put that game of the generation, because the fact that it was released on the 360. It's still about now on PS4 and Xbox One, and still heavily played. And now it's coming out on the next generation, and I guarantee you it's going to be bought, it'll be played, because the GTA Online is an amazing way to keep the community into that game, because they'll keep releasing stuff, and people like GTA is one of those games that you can put a lot of hours in and not really do anything, and all the content they're putting in is it is amazing, um, and I do rate what was it? We paid like £40 for it. Yes, admittedly, it takes a lot of grinding to get the online content, and it's not pay to win, but it is if you put money into the game, the easier it is to get stuff. But it's still it doesn't improve your game, doesn't improve anything. But yeah, I do recommend it, and it's there's not a game out there that does it like that. Gran Turismo is alright. A decent racing game, just I think the Forza line is better than Gran Turismo now. Guacamelee, I played this, and I would say it's nearly there. It's a good game, very cool aspect. Just not that great. Not is good. Just it's I wouldn't couldn't put it up there. Halo 5 is alright, but I think it was the die of Halo. Still a good game. Still an alright story, just not that great. Halo Wars, I think Halo Wars is underrated. Battlefield Hardline is disappointed. Never really kicked off. Cool aspect, but never really hit. Hearthstone, there's not a card game out there like Hearthstone, in my opinion. You could say the Pokemon TCG, but it's a different type of card game, and I do think it's very good. Never played Hellblade, never played whatever that is. Hitman 2. Now, the Hitman games recently, they started off here, but since I've played a lot of them and I've realised what they do, I'm going to put them up here. Um, not an amazing storyline, but for what you actually have to be in the game, and it has one of the best replayabilities in the game. You have unlockables you can unlock in it, you have different scenarios, different people you have to kill, and it pulls off the game very well. I would say the second one's better than. No, they're both there because they both have good things about it. Yeah, very good. Drifter never played. Hollow Knight never played, but heard good things. Horizon. See, this is my problem. I'm gonna put it in. It is up here, but for me, what I've played of it, I wouldn't put it up that highly. But that's only because I haven't put enough game time in it. I like the aspect of it, like the gameplay, like the storyline, and I think it's a very cool game. It runs very smoothly. Most of the PS4 games that came out were really good. Just I don't think there was enough of them. The Infamous series, now, I don't think the Infamous series is overrated, but these games are. They're not that good for the Infamous games. Injustice 2, um, I am going to put an underrated. It's a very good game. Story's amazing, and yeah, I do like it. Inside, now, underrated. Um, an amazing game, good mechanics, a interesting way to portray a story, just like Limbo did. But it's very good. Never really played Binding of Isaac. Never played this game. Kingdom Hearts 3. It's a nearly there game. Like, my problem with Kingdom Hearts is it's one of those games that it keeps you interested because of what they shove in the game, but the actual gameplay is very repetitive, and that's what I don't like about it. Um, like, there's not, like, yeah, you get different moves, you get different characters, but they are very, especially with this one. I haven't played the second or the first one, so it might be different. But it was like, okay, basically beat these enemies up, move on. Beat these enemies up, move on. Bit of storyline, okay, quite cool. I think the storyline of the game is up there, but the actual gameplay makes it not up there. Killzone Shadowfall, not really played, so I'm gonna put it here. I think it's like so far what I played of it is alright. Knack, never played, but I know if I did play it, it would be there. Because it's just like I can't stand beat 'em up style games. That's the thing. And Knack, in my opinion, didn't have enough of a storyline to keep me interested. Last Guardian, definitely here. Could have been a good game. Should have been a good game. But the mechanics just let it down. It's so like sometimes you can't get past a bit of a game because the mechanics are messing up. Now the Lego games, I'm gonna put are here because they are alright. Like they're not difficult, they're not hard. They've got a lot of collectibles in. You can put a lot of time with it in. Got loads of different characters, but it's not anywhere up here for a game. Life is Strange 2, not played this one, not seen that DLC, but what I saw of this, again, Masters of Genre, like, it was so good. Mafia 2, not 2, 3, overrated. Still good mechanics in the game, just, it was so grindy, it was like, oh yeah, it didn't feel like you could play through the game, because it was so repeatable. Super Mario Maker, um, it has to be up there for me. It is so good. Like, it's a game that people have been looking for ages for Mario. Um, like good game, multiple levels, so much replayability because of the fact that I could literally just go, oh yeah, sit down, download this level. It's a completely new level. Um, Super Mario Odyssey, definitely up there. So cool, like, and so different compared to every other Mario game. Um, the only problem for me was it ended too quickly. And to say a game ends too quickly when it is quite a long game really. For a Mario game is quite a massive thing, and it's not the game ended quickly because there's still a lot to do in the game. It's just like it. I quite enjoyed the story of that game, and I was like, oh, like, that's it. Um, but yeah, Mario Rabbids. It's a nearly there game. Like it was good. Had quite fun on it. Just it didn't have that bit where it was like, wow, like it didn't have enough in that game, in my opinion. This Mass Effect, um, overrated, just because it's a Mass Effect game and didn't live up to the hype. Metal Gear Solid 5, for me, it's a nearly there. What I've played of it, I should put up here. Um, no, I'm going to put it here because it's still good, but it's more for me that history of Metal Gear Solid, and the story wasn't good enough in that game. Like it was the free roam that made that game more than anything. Never played this game. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was disappointing. Mario Kart 8, not a better game than what that does. Monster Hunter, for me it's nearly there. I just think they need to improve the mechanics for me. Shadow of Mordor, again, nearly there. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, never played, never played, never played, never played, never played. No Man's Sky, I can see this is a good game now, but I'm going to put it alright. No, I'm going to put overrated because what it released as was awful. And I still can't get into the game, even though they have added a lot. Octodad is an alright game. It's quite cool, definitely worth playing. Just there's not enough in the game really. Octopath Traveler never played. The Order never played. Ori never played, but heard good things. Overwatch, in my opinion, is nearly there. I think it's a good game. Got cool characters, just not quite there in my opinion. Persona 5 never played. Peggle 2 is alright. Pikmin 3, Pillars of Eternity, no. Pokemon Go, I a lot of people hate it because it's not like an amazing game, but for what it does, app-wise, I think there are other games out there, but the Pokemon one is the best of them all. And it is like one thing I like about it is I can get bored walking, and this makes walking a bit more interesting. And it does get a bit repetitive, and they are adding more stuff. There's new Pokemon and that, and it does now. It does feel a lot more like an actual Pokemon game in real life. But yeah, I would put it up there because it, again, what it kicked off was amazing. Pokemon Let's Go is nearly there. For the Pokemon game, it's the worst of them, the Let's Go series. But I do think it's a good way of introducing Pokemon to younger kids and that. And it's still it brings back a lot of memories. Pokemon Sun and Moon, I'm gonna put it here. It's a good game. Has a lot of Pokemon to collect, which is really good. But what I've played of it so far, it hasn't hooked me in like the other Pokemon games. Um, that's just my opinion. I might get a lot of hate, but there are a lot of people that haven't um, that don't like that one compared to the older games. I mean, it might be just because I'm used to the older games, but saying that, the one they released recently, I really enjoyed. Players Unknown Battleground, it is underrated. Like, it was the first real battle royale to kick off like it did. And the problem is it's what it's got against it now. Like Fortnite took a load of its crowd. Now you got Warzone that's took it, and it's just it's taken it over. That never played, never played. Resident Evil 2. For me, it's got to be here. Only because I can't put a remaster into here. Um, like when you remaster a game, actually no, because it was. I'm gonna put it here because I'm not gonna put it up here because there's not enough replayability of that game, in my opinion. But it was one of my favourite games I've been through recently. I never played Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil, this one, again, Masters, it was amazing. Really enjoyed the game. Made the Resident Evil series kick back off, in my opinion. Red Dead Redemption 2 up there. Took me a long time to get into this game, but once I got past a certain point, really got into the game and really enjoyed it. And it was never like, even when I couldn't get into it, I knew it was a good game. I just you know when you know something's a good game, but you just can't get into it for some reason. Jesus, I've still got loads of games to go. Risu Gun, not that great. Tomb Raider. Which one is this one? This one's alright. Not the best. Rocket League. It's it's got to be Master. There's not a game out there that like Rocket League. This was alright. It was very much a game that to show off the Xbox One. Never played, but heard good things. Shadow of War. So where did I put Shadow of Mordor? See, this one is alright. Good mechanics, good story, just for a similar reason like Mafia, it was too grindy. Like, it felt like you were doing the same thing over and over again. Rainbow Six Siege is underrated. It's like the gameplay is amazing. I just don't think it hit that point really. Sims 4, gotta put it masters of the genre. There's not a game out there like Sims 4 really. Super Smash Bros. I'm not gonna put it up here because I don't value that I can give it that, but it still is a master of the genre. Like, if you want to play a game co-op with friends, there's not many better games than that. That's my problem though, is you've got to have co-op and it's also you've got to have friends that want to play a fighting game. Soul Calibur, never played. Sonic Forces, never played. Sonic Mania is good, but definitely rated for history. Sea of Thieves, overrated. Spider-Man, this was definitely up here for me. That was another game like God of War that, I mean, I was so excited for the Spider-Man game to come out. I watched the trailer, and was like, I want it out now. It came out, played through it, and I can see why some people don't like it, but for a superhero game, that's the best superhero game I've ever played. My only problem that I had with it was there wasn't enough of the superhero the villains at the end. Like, it was meant to be a massive thing where all these villains combined, and it just didn't feel it. Like, it looked good, was amazing, but it just didn't feel as big as it should have been, in my opinion. Splatoon 2, it's alright. Quite cool. No, I'm gonna put it nearly there. It just doesn't have that kickoff yet. Stardew Valley, underrated. It's a very good game. I just can't get into it. That's why I'm not gonna put it up here. Um, Never played. Don't Starve is alright in my opinion. Sunset Overdrive, disappointing and bad in my opinion. Super Hot is alright. It's quite a cool, unique game, and to be fair, all these games in here, just because I put alright doesn't mean it's not worth playing. I just think there's better games out there. That's what I think. Like, these games, if you can pick them up, I'd still recommend. Just, I would recommend these more. Tetris, I've played Tetris, but not that version. Thief, disappointing and bad in my opinion. And that's really going because I love sneaking games. Like, where you have to be stealthy in that. But I just couldn't get into Thief, didn't like it at all. Thumper, never played. Titanfall 2 is alright. I didn't, never really got into the Titanfall series. Thought it was good gameplay, but could never get into it. Until Dawn, it's definitely up there. Actually, I would put this one above these. Because it is, like, I've watched so many people play through it. Uncharted 4, definitely up there. I like that game on my battle playthrough again. Amazing, really enjoyed the game. This Uncharted one, I can't put it up there because it's not. It's definitely underrated because it's still an amazing game. I'm gonna put Masters because it's still amazing. It just doesn't have enough in it. But then saying that, it was only like an add-on for the game. So Undertale, never really played, so I'm not gonna rank it. But I've heard good things. That never played. Watch Dogs 1 was nearly there. Like I liked it, but just didn't hit that point. Ghost Recon Wildlands, overrated. I really was looking forward to that game. It looked amazing. Just for a similar reason like Mafia 3. Too much grinding, not enough story in my opinion. Witcher, I've not played enough of it, but I can see it's definitely up here. Like it's an amazing game. I haven't played enough of it. But I enjoy it. It's just one of those games that I've been like, oh, like I haven't come back to. Wolfenstein 2. See, I would put these above the Doom games because it does have a good storyline. And like, I thought I wasn't going to enjoy those games, but oh my god, like they're another game that I didn't put down when I played it. XCOM 2. I do think you have to put them masters of the genre. There's not a game out there like that. Never played, never played. Ukulele, definitely overrated. Was looking forward to it because I haven't played games like that for ages, but not there. This Zelda, a lot of people are going to hate me that I'm not going to put it in the top tier, but I'm going to put it here just because I think I like the free roam, but I didn't like the free roam. It felt too like it felt too long to get across the map sometimes. That was my only thing. Anthem, overrated. Didn't play a lot of it, but was definitely overrated. I know that. These two, Borderlands 3. I'm gonna put here because no, I'll put up here. It is good. Um, like very good game, very funny. Good mechanics, good grinding. Definitely replayability because you can play it through with different characters. Um, my only thing is, it feels like it's one of those games where you will enjoy it a lot more with friends, and sometimes you don't have those friends like around all the time, or they don't buy like that type of game. That's my problem. Um, this Ghost Recon, I'm gonna put it in overrated as well. No, it wasn't overrated. I was just gonna put it in. It was alright. No, overrated because I can't rate it better than this one. Um, but I think they've got good mechanics in it, and I don't think there's a game out there that's got mechanics like that game. Just not enough story in there. This never played. Captain Toad. I'm gonna put up here. Such a simple game, and when you start playing it, you're like, oh my god, this game's boring. Um, but oh my god, it's actually a really good game. I played it for the first time, and I was like, this is so simple, it's so boring. It seems like a baby's game, but once you get into it, oh my god, it's so much fun. It's just a simple puzzle game, really. But yeah, it had a lot of good fun on it. These I've never played. Crackdown 3 didn't play. That one I didn't play. Didn't play. Days Gone, in my opinion, is nearly there. There's just a few mechanics they need to update on it. Dead Cells, never played. Never played. Dishonored 1. For me, it was nearly there. Oh no, that's not Dishonored 1. That's DLC. It's alright. Donkey Kong, I think it's good, but definitely rated for history. I think if the Donkey Kong name wasn't on there and we didn't know about it, I don't think you could rank it the best. Never played this game, but heard good things. Fallout 76 is definitely overrated. I can't put disappointed and bad because I do still think it's got a good gameplay now, but I don't think it's that great. And was overrated players. Forza again, alright. Golf Story, underrated. Very good game. Definitely worth picking up. It's like very cheap, good game, and it's not what you expect the game to be. That's all I'm gonna say. The Untitled Goose Game is alright. It's not enough in the game. Quite unique, but there's not enough in the game to be ranked up there. Gravity Rush 2, pretty sure that already came up. Let's just have a look. Well, yeah, it's in there twice. Homefront Revolution, overrated. I really liked the first Homefront. Like the aspect of it. This game started off really good, but again, like, it's one of those games where it's like, oh, go do this, go do that, repeat, go do this, go do that, and a free roam like aspect, and it gets boring. Hyrule Warriors, it's alright. It's that beat 'em up style game. Super Mario 3D World, I do like this game, and I still think it's there. Like, this is a good bracket. Like, they're good games, but definitely ranked mainly because of their name. Actually, no, that's Masters, I would say. Why does that come up again? I'll put that next to that one. Never played. Metro Exodus, gonna put nearly there. Like, I don't know what is. Like, a really good game, but there's something about it that doesn't make it a top tier game for me. Mortal Kombat 11, I've got to put Masters of genre. Like, if you talk about a fighting game, most people will talk about Mortal Kombat, and to be fair, they deserve it. Like, it's a really fun game to play, good storyline. Um, just it's a fighting game. That's why it can't be ranked top really. Outlast, um, one of the best horror games that I've ever played. Um, the second one didn't live up to the first one, in my opinion. Still a scary game, and to be fair, like, I hate playing the second one more because it scared me more. But I think the first one's just a better game. Owlboy, never played. Sea of Thieves on there again, so I'm just gonna put it here because I can't bother to find it. Street Fighter, in my opinion, Street Fighter's alright. The only reason I put it, no, I'm gonna put nearly there, but I find the mechanics are too confusing for me. Like, they don't make it simple. Not that Mortal Kombat's simple, but it's like, it tells you these combos. I'm like, how do you pull off that combo? Never played Shovel Knight, never played Fractured Bottle, never played that, never played. Tekken, I'm going to rank it. I think they're at the same level, in my opinion. I used to love Tekken, but never hit that point. Tetris 99, I've not played that one. Titanfall, I've already ranked it. Transistor, never played. Never played. Never played. Watch Dogs 2, I actually really enjoyed. And I think it is underrated. Very good game. Storyline was very good. Just, I don't think. I think the problem was Watch Dogs 1 gave it a bad name. And people were like, oh, it was so overhyped and overrated that I can't value it. Wolf Among Us, definitely masters of genre. It's based on like a fairy tale setting, and it's like, but it's so good. Like, if you haven't played that and you like Telltale games, play that one. It's probably The Walking Dead has a big like part of it, but I would say it's better than The Walking Dead. I'm just more attached to The Walking Dead series. This game, never played. Yakuza, never played. Never played. Never played. Never played. Okay, so I ranked all my games, and the games of the generation, as you can see: Witcher 3, Uncharted 4 Until Dawn, Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, Pokemon Go, just because of what it does, and there's not like, it's so highly played for a phone app. As a game itself, if it was released on PC and that, no, obviously not, but for a phone app it is amazing, and I can, like, it's one of the phone apps that I use quite regularly. Mario Kart 8, very good. Another thing with Pokemon Go, it gets you out. It got a lot of people out that didn't go out that often. Super Mario Odyssey, one of the best games I've played. One of the best Mario games I've played. I haven't played all the Mario games, that's my problem. Super Mario Maker 2, just an amazing game. The replayability, the amount it has on it. You can create your own levels. It does have a story actually in the game. Very good. GTA, like what you can say, just GTA really. God of War, one of the best games I played recently. I would probably, out of all these games, rank it my favourite game. Detroit Become Human, amazing storyline of a game. Definitely, even if you don't want to play it, just check it out. Check it out for the story. A Way Out, best co-op experience you'll have out there, in my opinion. Couldn't rate it any better. But yeah, if there's any games that you don't agree with, leave in the comments down below. Also, make sure you like the video and leave and subscribe to my channel. But I will do more tier lists, and let me know what kind of tier lists you would like, and also what games. What was your favourite game in the past? Because I wouldn't say God of War is my favourite game of all time. I'd probably say, for me, I would rate probably Metal Gear Solid 3's been my favourite game of all time. Or something like Spyro. I always loved Spyro. And but I think that's because of childhood memory for me. But yeah, let me know what your favourite game is of all time, and what game you've really liked recently that you've played, and also what game you're looking forward to in the future. For me, I'm looking forward to seeing what this Avengers game is going to be like. I've got a bad feeling that it's not going to be as good as it looks, because it's a hard game to make good. That's the problem. Like, beat them ups can be very repetitive. That's the problem I have with it. But if it's like the Spider-Man game, I'm very looking forward to it. There is another game that's coming out, Last of Us 2. I'm looking forward to, but I've heard a few bad things about it, but I just love the first one of it. But anyway, so make sure you like this video, subscribe, and also comment down below. But I'll see you next time, and next video will hopefully be part of my Pokemon Nuzlocke, and then I will also try and get a tier list up again very soon. And let me know if there's any other game you would like me to play. But bye.